Well, hey, and thanks for joining us here today. We're going through a bunch of donations that we had dropped off today. Starting with this broken apart box on the top, which is pretty interesting. If you haven't seen our channel before, we've got a little library that takes donations of books and media and other little things, and we hold on to it and loan it out, give it away, and do stuff like that. But today somebody dropped off these old Polaroid cameras. Pretty cool. Kind of a rainy, snowy today, so we're crammed in the library. We usually sort things outside. Got some Polaroids here. Flashes. Oh, look at that. That is an old Brownie camera. We'll take that apart later. That's a really old camera. I don't see those. I don't see these Polaroids very often. I probably see more Brownies than the Polaroids. Get rid of that. We opened one box. It's falling apart. We got a bunch of VHSs, and we got paperbacks and VHSs. So what we do here, oh, these are nice and boxed. A couple Goodwill ones. Some pretty common names here. When we get them, we usually take them out of the boxes and we check them all for mold. It's hard to show on the camera here, but you'll see these little white dots. And we put them in these boxes here. Luckily, we went to an auction last year. We had somebody bought about 3,000 of these matched boxes, which were just the perfect size for carrying. These boxes here, these like U-Haul Home Depot boxes, are actually a little too heavy, especially with books. So we're going with one that's a little bit smaller. But when you get all this stuff, if you're going to hold on to it, you really want to pull the ones out that have the mold in them. There's that one, Petersburg, a town that Fish built. See, that's a special tape just produced for some folks in Alaska. It's in good shape. That stuff's just never going to get printed again. You know, it's kind of boring. You got to go through all these, but what you really want to do is make sure that they don't have mold, because it will contaminate the other tapes. You know, I'll tell you, some of these tapes, they don't seem like they'd be worth a lot, especially now. But you know, others might be worth like $10. They're fun to watch. And here's the thing. People want to give this stuff away, and a lot of times, and just at the right moment. And if you grab it, compared to paying like a monthly service fee, it sure is, cheaper alternative. Running Man. That's a good one. We got these ones here, which are in the first box, Sea Devils. They're kind of some horror ones. Saturday the 14th. That looks kind of fun. Saturn III. Kirk Douglas and Farrah Fawcett. That's a good one. Flashdance. Never seen it. Screaming Skull. The Man with the X-Ray Eyes. The Sadist. Before there was Jason, before there was Freddy, there was the Sadist. Oh, he's a scary looking dude. So we got 10 Fingers of Death. A bunch of other ones here. Gnome. A lot of these we've got a bunch of doubles and triples of, so we just put them in boxes, and then when somebody wants them, we'll just give them to them. Or like sometimes we'll sell like a bunch at once online to pay for the library's light bill. So, you know, that's the trick with these ones. Like these ones, this one's probably actually worth about $10, $15. I'm not sure I'd keep that in the library. I'd probably list that just to keep some money coming in. If it's really classic or something, you know, we'll keep it. Some of this stuff, if it's reprinted, it's really not worth anything. So it's a great, addition to the library. What you're really looking for sometimes are these kind of bigger boxed special edition sets of really popular things. And then these ones are pretty old when you get these big paper jobbers. And a lot of these ones, Elliott Gold, they don't really reprint these sometimes. And this is the way they first released it. It's probably the year it was released or something. Things like this. We don't really keep these. It's not really, the cases are too fragile and people collect them. But I mean, if it's $10, it's $10. You know, you give people 2 of them, same genre. Helps us get the stuff. So we got these. We'll start doing those. Don't want to go through all of them. We got some other stuff here. It's kind of interesting. It's called The Songs of Ireland. This is from 1890. It's got a little mold on it. But The Girl I Left Behind. Songs of Ireland. Who knows if that's worth anything? It's got a little mold on it, so it's probably going to go make its way to the morgue. Which, if you haven't seen our morgue episodes, they're kind of nasty, but Autodesk, it's worth $10. Oh, we got a ton of paperbacks. Oh, and right on top, this is actually a book that, so you get this spotting on your paperbacks, right? Get your spotting there. You want to isolate these books. You know, that is like a mold. That'll catch to the other books. You know, see, there's like a tiny here. This doesn't mean they're bad books. It's just, you know, see, that one doesn't have it. Studs Terkel. That's a good book. Don Quixote. See, it doesn't have any spotting. You just got to separate these guys out. They're not bad. Just, you don't want to mix them in. There's a little putty we have to clean them. But man, I check every book because, you know, you can get a really weird one, you know, and it'll ruin everything. Oh, see, there's Edgar Casey. Well, people like that. If you haven't read him, he's a real trip. He's really accurate. A couple copies of that. Martin Eden, that's a classic. Paranoia box here, huh? Let's see, Consumer Society. Hobbit. Let's see, missing the cover. Oh, that's the 45th printing. 12 Caesars. Okay, gotta get that out. Yeah, newer edition. So you can see, like, this one's got a little. So we actually keep all these. No one wants to buy them. We got a heck of a tool category if anybody ever wants it. We just start, oh, you want to learn a lathe? Here you go. Here's 20 bucks. But, you know, that one's got mold, so that's definitely a giveaway. It goes great in the shop. Great shop book. They get a little mold on them. Oh, that's a good one. The Vanishing Landscape by Eric Sloan. That's another Edgar Casey book. So, you know, again, we got to put them in here, check them all, separate the molds, rebox them, and categorize them. So I did about 35 boxes today of books, boxes I made up. And we got about 20 boxes that are a little bigger to empty. Plus I got 3 boxes of paperbacks that just got dropped off out front about 20 minutes ago. So we're going to head on out there and digest those out of the van, bring those in really quick, and then try to go through these. So these are great books. These are really good books. And that's the whole reason we do this, you know. These are so good. And they're in good shape. They're in good shape, most of them. If somebody wants to read something, you just take a books like this, you put them in one of our little book stands, and you just put them out somewhere for free, and the books go away one at a time. So somebody's taking them, and they come back with thank you notes, and, you know, these travel books, we got a ton of them, but I hate to throw them away. I used to buy these when I traveled. I go buy one of these, whatever the current one was. They're all kind of about 10 years old. I mean, the city still exists, but the hostels might not. But that might be a little bit of one of my hoarding section. I have a hoarding section for sure. This is travel guides. Lonely Planets are definitely in my hoarding section. T.S. Eliot. I think of him all the time when we're doing this. Everybody's just throwing everything away, and it just, you know, some of the most of the knowledge, the best knowledge we have available to us just gets pulped and turned into toilet paper. I always think of T.S. Eliot, you know, this is the way the world ends, this is the way the world ends, this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. I probably quoted that wrong, but yeah, so, all right, well, thanks for watching our first little thing here. We're going to bounce back to another episode here, or segment here in a minute while we go down to the van and pull out all these books that just got dropped off and started raining, so we threw them in the van, and then we're going to take a look at our library drop box. We just got in for taking donations, and then we'll go over a couple other things. So thanks for watching. Everybody have a great day.